If you have noticed lately that you are running on fumes, that your patience is worn so thin, that your kid's friggin' meltdown seems extra loud, that your argument with your spouse seems extra irritating, and somehow every time you sit down, there is something that you should be doing. Load of laundry, dishwasher, you name it, etc. You are not alone. We're parenting in an age where the news is constantly alarming. Social media never stops, and our brains are being asked to process more than they were ever designed to handle. And here's the kicker. Here's the hard part. Here's like the kind of stomach dropper for me. Our kids are feeling it too. They are living in a time where they don't get to just be kids running around and playing outside. They are also overloaded. They're bombarded. And it feels unfair. I'm Julie Cornish, and I am the founder of The Rewired Parent. This is a place where we are transforming our parenting from the inside out. And today I'm going to give you a powerful framework to help you manage all of this chaos that we're experiencing in the world right now. It's called Anchor and Harbor. They help you ground yourself when the world feels like it's spinning out of control. It helps your children find safety and calm with your calm. We'll start by naming it. What is happening in the world today? The world feels loud. The world feels unstable. It feels fast-paced. It feels out of control. And sometimes it feels like we're trying to raise emotionally stable kids while we're quietly asking AI how to be emotionally stable. Between the headlines that can make our stomach freaking drop and social media feeds that make it look like other people's lives are perfect or giving us 10 million things that we need to fix about ourselves in order to be better, it's easy to get overwhelmed. It's no wonder that our nervous systems are totally burnt out and tired. And the truth is that we can't show up for our kids in the way that we want to if we're constantly running on adrenaline and coffee, if our system is constantly stressed and overtaxed. I think it's so relevant right now that we're very vigilant about what we're consuming as far as media goes, that we're careful about how much news we're watching, about how often we're scrolling the internet, so that we can be mindful of our energy. And I'm not saying live in a cave. Okay, if that cave has snacks and Wi-Fi, I don't know. I could go for a cave right now. But be aware. Constant bad news and endless scrolling will raise your stress level, and our kids' nervous system learn to match ours. I know that's annoying, but that's the truth of it. So we need to be aware of what we're consuming. We need to work to keep ourselves calm and to support and nourish and nurture our nervous system so that we can have a child who is feeling calm, nourished, and nurtured as well. Something that I wish that somebody told me with my first child when they were a toddler, something that I wish maybe someone had told our parents is that kids cannot self-regulate without us. They don't have the capacity to do that, especially the younger children. So they learn it from us and not from what we tell them, not from us telling them to calm down or chill out. I am guilty of that as well. But they learn it from what we model for them. So much of what I dare say all of what they learn is what we're modeling from them. And so often that's a bitter pill to swallow when your kid says something to you or acts in a certain way that you're just like, where did they get that? And then you're realizing it's something that you do fairly regularly. So when we are tense, when we're short-tempered, when we are snappy, they don't have the capacity to rise above that. So this is why the anchor framework is the first step. We need to anchor ourselves before we can be their harbor. So let's go into what is the anchor framework. Anchor is an acronym. You can think of anchor as your emergency calm kit, how you're going to ground yourself when tensions are high. So A is bringing that awareness into your body. And that's going to be just naming what's happening in your body. My shoulders are, up to my ears. My chest is tight, my throat is tight, or my stomach's in knots. Naming what's happening in your body. And is name what's happening. I'm feeling on edge. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I just had a fight with my partner and I just can't handle this, whatever it is, just name what's happening. C is going to be connect with your calming tool. Maybe you already have one. Maybe you need to establish one. It's beneficial to choose one that works for you and practice it regularly. The more you get familiar with it, the quicker it's going to work. So those are going to be things like just putting your hand on your heart and breathing, massaging your neck, running your hands under cold water, box breathing. Mine, I've said before, I love my feet. This is usually in my kitchen. Live in a tiny house, so I'm always in the kitchen because it's the middle of the house. But feet on the floor, hands on the counter, breathing into my heart. It helps me ground. It helps me regulate. I will put in the description a list of grounding, calming tools that you can choose from. Find the one that works best for you. The next is going to be H, honor the process. You're human. You're not going to get it perfect. That's never the goal. You bring compassion for yourself for this process. Bring compassion for your child for their process. O is opening yourself to connection. Let your kids see you working through it. It teaches them resilience and just being open to that connection and that grounding. And R is recommit to the present moment. And you're going to do that through that grounding step, through that connecting with your breath. And you can ask yourself, what is actually happening right now? Not in my head, but what is actually happening? And so you can really do it like a commentator. You're looking around, you're like, I'm making dinner, the pot is boiling over, I hear my phone, I have a child yelling, the TV's on. And instead of snapping, you pause and you feel the floor underneath your feet. You put your hand on your heart, you put your hands on the counter if that's what works for you, and you just take in that breath and you can say out loud, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to take a breath right now. But just that breath and naming that you're feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to take a deep breath before I answer you. Say that out loud and your child sees you. They hear it. They get a free lesson in emotional regulation. They see you working through it. They understand that it just doesn't happen like that, that it's a practice. So whatever works for you, whatever brings you into a more calm state, saying it out loud allows your child to see that process. This is a practice thing. If this isn't how you usually process, if usually it's just straight into snap, be compassionate to yourself, honor the process, and that you are learning and working towards it, and your child gets to see that, which is very, very, very powerful for them to see you actively working to change and to bring in a new dynamic in your family. Next, we'll move on to the harbor framework. So once you've anchored yourself, once you have found more calm and presence within yourself, you can be that harbor for your child. So what does harbor mean? It's their safe landing spot. That means that you become their safe, calm space. H is holding space. You're going to stay with them, even if they're melting down, even if they're stormy. You're not asking anything of them. You're just being there, present, calm, and quiet. A is accept what is. Don't rush them out of their feelings. Don't invalidate their feelings. You don't need to say anything at this point. You're just allowing them to have their process, to allow those feelings and emotions to move through them. Emotions are energy in motion. They need to move in and through us. Or is remembering your calming tool. So you're going to sit there, you just practice it. You're going to continue to practice it next to them. Maybe you're modeling slow breaths for them. Maybe you're box breathing. Maybe you're just sitting there breathing with your hand on your heart. Maybe you're rocking. Maybe you're humming the theme song to Paw Patrol, whatever it is. Just put that into action next to them and you're going to be low, slow, and soft. So B is be low, slow, and soft. Have a seat on the floor. Have a seat next to them. Lower your voice. Soften your body. Those are contagious things. You're towering over them, telling them to be calm. No one's calm when someone's telling you to be calm. That's not how it works. So calm within your body and that low, slow, sitting on the floor next to them. And O is going to be, again, open to that connection. You're going to make eye contact. It can be gentle touch. It can be, brushing their hair, whatever your child likes and responds well to, those are all signs of safety. Maybe it's just a nod, like, yeah, I understand you're struggling. And R is remind them of safety. You can say it out loud. You're safe. I'm here with you. An example would be your child is having a meltdown over whatever. They have a meltdown, insert, like they didn't get the right cup, their sister got it, or they don't want to put their shoes on, they don't want to wipe their own butt, whatever random thing it is. It's just simply saying, I see that you're upset about XYZ, and I'm here with you when you're ready. No rush, just letting them know that you're their safe space, they're safe, they can have their moment. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's loud, and that's okay. So you become their harbor that they can come back to, that safe space that they can come back to once they have regulated, once you have helped them through that process. You get to be that safe, calm space for them. The beauty of Anchor and Harbor is it works in any setting. It works at home, it works at the grocery store, and in a time where everything feels like it's moving so fast and so heavy, these steps can really help you create a pocket of calm and peace within yourself and within your home for your children. You don't have to fix the world. You just have to create that harbor for your child as best as you can, as often as you can. And don't expect perfection. It's a practice. Give yourself grace and just keep showing up and keep trying. You will find free printables for the Anchor and the Harbor guide, so you can print them out and you can post them in your house so that you can remember them. I have mine laminated because I would keep them on my kitchen counter, and my kitchen counter, of course, if you have paper there, it's going to get wet and gross. So I love laminating stuff. Pin them up to your wall wherever the chaos happens, and that can help remind you of the grounding process and that framework. And also, I am going to create a free parenting membership community soon, where we can go deeper, we can go a little bit more in depth, and we can connect in group setting and with other like-minded parents. And within that group, I'm going to create a 5-day parenting challenge, and that'll be coming soon. So if you want more tools and you want more insight on parenting in that conscious way from a calm, safe space, please like and subscribe, and you'll be connected when that membership gets going. And I want to remind you, as always, your healing matters, your growth matters, and you matter deeply. You can't always control the storm that is out there, but you can drop anchor and you can be your child's harbor.